Hi, it's Gemma out in the woods again with my very heavy pack. I've got all the food in there now. 7 main tent meals and 7 breakfast tent meals. I've sampled them before and they're really nice, reasonably lightweight, very nutritious and delicious, so that's all need really. I've got almost everything on my back in terms of shelter, warmth, emergency and food. So pack's very heavy, but I'll be taking my time, taking lots of breaks. The plan was to get the tent out today just to make sure that all the bits are there and see how long it takes me to put it up. I have used it quite a few times, but not for a while. Made sure I've got protection against ticks, even though the lady at the campsite reassures me that they're not very active this time of year. But I don't want to risk it. So I've got some smidge, and I learnt on my sylvotherapy course that the essential oil cedar wood is from Atlas cedar trees is brilliant at keeping away mosquitoes and ticks, so I might be spraying some of that. So let's go and see if we can find a little spot to set up. I've got my ISO Pro Premium All Season Fuel Blend gas canister. It's the largest one you can get, I think, or one of the largest. And that's my military surplus stove on top. I have got the MSR stove, but this one is a lot sturdier. And I've got a big pot to put on top of it, so I prefer that one. And I just want to make sure that it works, because the last thing I want to do is get to camp and I can't make myself a cup of tea or a hot meal, so fingers crossed it'll be fine. Yeah, it's working. It's a long time since I've made a cup of tea in the woods. It's so nice to be back here. There's rain in the air, so I won't be getting my tent out today. I haven't got the time or the energy to dry it out. I've got three days until departure now. Lots and lots to do. So, yeah. This fire maple pot conserves energy in some way. So I won't be using as much. Something to do with it's from any energy exchange thing at the bottom. So hopefully I won't be using a whole canister while I'm there. Didn't use it up last time. Cheers. I've decided to bring my little cup with me. I wasn't going to bother. I didn't last time and I regretted it a little bit, because even though I can drink straight out of the fire maple pot, it's a pain because I can't cook a meal and have a drink at the same time, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to bring it. It's tea without milk in. I'm going to try and not bring my powdered milk, because I want to, there's another powdered drink I want to take instead. So conserve weight always. Yeah, and I'm just looking around the forest today to see if there are many evergreen trees here, especially conifers and fir trees. There's a little one over there. The reason is that for my forest therapy sessions, I need to have, especially in the winter, plants and trees with leaves on them that emit phytoncides, which are of massive benefit to us human beings. Talk more about that another time. But they do great things for our physical and mental health. And apparently pine forests and coniferous trees are the best atmosphere for forest therapy, sylvotherapy to use the right term, all year round really. The hotter the weather, the more phytoncides the trees emit, and I'm sure it'll be fine in this forest when the weather gets warmer, because the deciduous trees will all have leaves on, and there's some really beneficial energy giving trees here like oak and beech, ash I think. Just seen a beautiful green parakeet up there. Look at the state of my walking boots covered in mud. So before I go, I will be treating them with nick wax, I think it's called. It's really good stuff. I did them about a year ago, and I've got stuff to clean them with and stuff to waterproof them with. So I'll definitely be doing that before I go. Unfortunately, I've caught this thing on a bramble, so I need to glue that or sew it, because this tag is useful for helping me pull the shoes on. There's so much to think about when you're preparing for a camping trip, and I think the next 3 days I want to finish my sylvotherapy course. That was the goal for this month, and the rest of the time I'll just focus on this bag, making sure I've got everything together. For lunch I've got some adventure food, vegetable hot pot. I'm going to lose it. Just have to add boiling hot water and leave it to stand for 10 minutes, and this upcycled bag will double as a very handy cosy to stop my food getting cold, so I'm going to shut it quick. Just while we're waiting for the food to cook, I've just noticed this very cute baby pine tree. It's very camouflage with all the other trees around it. Should be able to identify that one. Let's see if the leaves smell. No. So in terms of evergreens, there's loads of holly trees in these woods. You can see this whole area is enveloped in them. Give give off very relaxing chemicals. I was so stressed before I came out with everything. You know, sitting at my desk 5 hours a day, trying to do this, trying to do that. And really, this is what makes me happy. Every week I reflect on the week that's just gone and ask myself what was the happiest event of that week. And it's always being alone, listening to woodpeckers with an instrument, a musical instrument or a backpack on my back. I feel so free, and it's so satisfying walking around with all you need in life in that moment on your back. And so nice to be around the birds. If this was all I had for the rest of my life, I'd be perfectly happy. Very easily pleased. I was accepted onto the Green Building Master of Science course at the Centre for Alternative Technology the other day, which is exciting, but I've got no idea where £9,000 is going to come from. Well, it's more like £10,000 to pay for the fees. I'm going to apply for bursaries and a postgraduate loan. But do I really want to land myself in any more debt? I'm not in any serious debt at the moment. Enough debt, but nothing serious. When all I want is to build my own home, and I can learn that doing a course that's going to cost £1,000. And I thought I'd do this master's degree because it will enable me to earn more money. But I don't know. I don't know. And that's really what society expects, not really what I want. You know, just you can only be happy when you've got lots of money and you've achieved lots of things. And don't get me wrong, I'm ambitious and like to achieve things in life. And I would like to have more money than I've got at the moment. Sorry, that was the alarm going off for the food. So maybe I'll get another job to pay for the land I want and do that instead of studying. I can't see the bigger picture at the moment of what I'm aiming myself towards at the moment. Maybe it doesn't matter, but at least if I manage to get to the Isle of Gigha, I will know what island life is like and whether an isolated, peaceful life really is for me or not. So cross fingers I manage to get there. I can overcome my contamination issues and fears of being around other people to actually get there. Managed Aberdeen, so I'm determined to manage this as well. So let's eat the food before it gets cold. Wow, that's really nice. Lovely and hot and creamy. Lots of sweet corn in there, which I love. Just need to correct what I said earlier. That tree we were just looking at, I think it's a fir tree, not a pine tree. So apologies for that one. And I'll look in my tree book and find out exactly what it's called. Another camping tip, I've got my Anchor battery pack here, power pack should I say, and I'm going to wrap it in my emergency blanket, sort of, do it better in a second, and put it in this watertight bag, so that will keep it nice and warm. I don't want it to discharge quickly. Voila! Honestly, I'm the most relaxed and happiest I've been in I don't know how long, just by spending an hour by myself in the woods. Nobody around, apart from one person that just passed by. Nobody draining my energy, messing me around, being noisy. Just perfect. Another thing I thought of, I've got an audio book about wild edibles and plants that you can eat, both in the garden and from the forest, and I might listen to that during the night, because you never know when you're out in the elements when you're going to get caught short. I've got no illusion that it can be dangerous, very dangerous. And when I'm by myself, especially in a place I don't know, I tend to stick to the main paths. If there's a concrete gravel path, all the better. I don't veer off into the countryside very often. I've got maps and I can read paper maps, but I prefer just to stay safe. But in Arrochar, I might be so enamoured of the Munros or the mountains and the lochs that I might want to venture further afield. But I do try to prepare for the unexpected, where you may have to forage for food. Yeah, people are starting to walk their dogs again now, so I'm going to go back, I think, a bit more of a walk, and venture back home. Hang on to this memory. I remember when I first started camping, or day camping, I made a cup of hot chocolate from water that I boiled up from the stream just near here, and it was fine. It's fortunate that I didn't know all the nasties that can be in urban water sources at the time, but it didn't make me ill. I'm a bit wiser now, but yeah, that's a memory I have of this particular area. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for watching, for liking and subscribing to my videos. And when I see you again, hopefully I'll be either back home in England or carrying on my adventure. And cross fingers you'll get a video of me on the Isle of Gigha and in Arrochar, Scotland. So yeah, I shall see you very soon. Bye.